Yeah, this is gonna be tough. We see Make Do happening. Just get rid of some of those cards you don't need. Does find the reset stamp, however, and that could be strong if he goes ahead and decides to use that. You can get that hand of 7 down to 4, maybe make it a little more difficult, but you are still staring down a pretty large Mewtwo.
All right, well, there's the Rapid Strike Urshifu V hitting the bench again, along with another Rapid Strike energy. Can it stick around for next turn to actually try and start attacking?
Well, gonna go ahead and looks like, oh, they're just, I don't know what they want to do here.
Well, they can strafe for 30, but it just brings up the Snorlax, but
they are hovering that reset stamp. They don't know if they want to play it or not. It's a tough call because if they find a good place to use it later down the road, they can limit the hand maybe to 2. But if you can limit the hand size to 4 right here, maybe you just don't want to. Oh no, they're gonna run right into the boss's orders, and that has to be exactly what Marco wanted to see. He slammed the energy down, get the boss's orders, and he's gonna take down that Urshifu V. 2 Urshifu down in 3 turns, and what a big sweep here. It looks like it's going to be for Marco Cifuentes and his team.
Yeah, this is insane. The disconnect did not matter as far as it looks so far. This matchup is just so overwhelmingly in Antofagasta's favor that this Mewtwo and Mew GX deck is really just the best matchup they could possibly ask for in this match 1.
Yeah, they did not have any more Urshifu in the deck. They were not able to find any more attackers. That is going to be our opening match in this series, and what a great one to start us off here.
Yeah, it is just kind of a big demolishing standpoint from Marco there, just showing the power of Mewtwo and Mew GX combined with this Rillaboom being able to excel energy, but really, you're just all about hitting and exposing that weakness.
Right. And everybody talks about stage 2s are so difficult to get set up. This is one of those stage 2 decks that really does have a fantastic engine behind it. And when you see cards that can accelerate this, you see all the Quick Ball, the Cherish Ball, the Tag Call, you can get so many resources put together. It makes it a lot more simpler to happen. You see the Rillaboom come into play so early. Energy's accelerated, target that weakness, you're going to be stealing a match.
All right, and there you have it. That means that Team Antofagasta Shopping is up 1-0 against Team Taffel Riddle. And we have our next match incoming. It is Brennan Cameraman versus Diego Mia.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting one as well. These are 2 decks that we're used to seeing, but we're going to see if they've got any extra twists. Maybe just the fact that you've got your team behind you, supporting you, and giving you that information is going to lead to some interesting plays here, as we see Eternatus VMAX playing against ADP Zacian.
Yeah, and this is a classic matchup that we've seen time and time again on streams and just in the format in general. That Arceus-style Gapalkia GX paired with that Zacian V has been kind of the big bad of the format for a long time. And that Eternatus VMAX has come up there and kind of dwindled down a little bit, but we'll see which one will come out on top. All right, and now it is match 2, game 1 here. Brennan's Eternatus VMAX versus Diego's ADP Zacian V.
That's right, and this is one of those matchups that we've seen. It starts to evolve as the decks start to add more and more pieces. We see the 60 that Eternatus has started to go with. It's been changing throughout the course of time, and we're starting to see it get a little more standardized. And I think that this is going to lead to a pretty exciting match overall, just to see if it can take down the big bad wolf, which has been ADP for so long.
Yeah, and it looks like starting off first will be the Eternatus VMAX. And with the Great Ball finding an Eternatus V, that is really good, especially considering their hand here.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there's not much going on in there, and you're going to need to get that Eternatus VMAX played. But honestly, you need some support. You need a Crobat. You need to get moving, because this is not where you want to be on your first turn.
All right, well, back to Diego, and their first turn is looking a lot better. Having an energy spinner to grab 3 energy this turn, thanks to going second, is probably the best thing for this deck.
Yeah, and we're seeing the 3 water energy out of here. 2 has been what we've seen so often out of players. But now with Crushing Hammer looming, everybody's just so worried that they're not going to be able to get their attacks off and do their strategies. So why not just play 3 and be safe? And when you got that energy spinner, you know you're going to find them.
Yeah, and again, everyone just checking the prizes and being sure how to pull off the Altered Creation GX as fast as possible. That is the goal of this deck, is really just to use that powerful GX attack. It boosts 30 damage to all your attacks, and you get an extra prize card, so it really ends games super fast.
Yeah, we'd seen decks in the past running even those energy switch, trying to get it off on the first turn. A little slower, but of course this is going to be a nice consistent route to get to where you want to be. Gets that water down in play. You've got that Zacian you can draw up and get as many cards as you need to really get this this strategy that's tried and true. Just keep it moving.
All right, and then we see the Quick Ball grabbing the Dedenne GX, and we could see 2 bosses orders hit the bin here.
Ooh, yeah, that's going to be unfortunate because, of course, these guys are playing 4 bosses orders, but it just makes it just that much tougher. When you are playing against Eternatus, you do have the main attacker is always going to be staring you in the face most of the time, but stealing some Crobats is a great way to combat and win this match, and it looks like that's going to be a little more difficult to do here.
Yeah, it does draw into the third one, and having access to cards like Eldegoss V as well does kind of mitigate that risk later on. But here we go again, just trying to find that Metal Saucer, does not find it, and I think we're just going to see an Intrepid Sword end the turn here, missing that Altered Creation GX on turn 1.
Yeah, it looks like I missed it on the opening deck list there. They do have the 4 energy switch, so they are well prepared to get that opener. And look, they did find the Metal Saucer. It was just a few cards lower in the deck, unfortunately for them, but they are going to have that turn 2 Alter Creation available.
Yeah, fortunately for them, but unfortunately for Diego, or unfortunately for Brennan here, is that their hand is not any better. They drew another Eternatus VMAX, and we might see an attack here for, I believe, 90 damage.
Yeah, this is not an amount of damage you're used to seeing the Eternatus VMAX do. I'm sure he's yelling at his team captain brother right now, saying, hey, make this hand a little better, because we're not getting anywhere with this.
Yeah, and there we see it, just the Dread End for 90, and now is the turn for this ADP deck. Getting that Altered Creation GX, no real threat of a knockout coming from your opponent unless they draw out of their hand, and this is where you want to be.
This is where you play Marnie, right? This, you know, give them a fighting chance, see what they got available. Nah, I think we're just going to Alter Creation, right? Yeah, that is definitely going to be the play.
That's Diego's play choice, but Crobat V off the top of the deck, and we might actually have a game here.
That's why you get a team captain brother. He helps you out. He gets that Crobat put right on the top for you. You draw into not only a supporter card, that Marnie, which is a great one, because your opponent has so many cards in their hand, but you also find another Pokemon, another energy. This is certainly the way to get things moving, which, I mean, it didn't look like it was going anywhere soon.
Yeah, well, there we see the Galarian Zigzagoon coming down on the bench. Remember, Eternatus VMAX deals more damage based on the number of dark Pokemon on your bench. So this Marnie is going to need to find a little bit more to take this knockout here.
Yeah, the damage counter is actually pretty relevant here. You get that 1 extra damage. It means you get to put it up to 180 hit points. That's only going to be 6 Pokemon, so you can certainly get that going off this Marnie here. Get yourself the right amount of cards, and you can put yourself in a great spot.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does look like a disconnect here a little bit. Let's see if it brings them back into the game. All right, this was an important Marnie being able to find another Pokemon. So now they're actually doing 180 damage, being able to take the knockout on this Arceus Dialga and Palkia GX.
Yeah, and this is a crucial spot. You can't let that ADP stay in the active spot there, get off an extra attack, and accelerate those energies. Removing this Pokemon is going to be huge. The damage has been done, but you've got a big Eternatus now. It looks like it's starting to start getting over to their favor.
Yeah, well, now you kind of have to play that prize game, right? So your opponent's going to be taking 3 prizes off something like a Crobat V. or 4 off an Eternatus VMAX, but they're not really going to be able to take a knockout on Eternatus in one hit. So now you have 2 attacks at least to try to win the game. It'll be interesting to see if the boss's orders can come up and become useful.
Yeah, we do see the Dedenne here, so that means that they're going to be able to get through their deck and maybe find some of those boss orders, but we know they already have a couple in the discard pile. Does find one, however, and has the escape rope too to be able to move out of the active spot.
Yeah, we could see the boss's orders on the bench Eternatus V just to try to take out something that can grow bigger with that Eternatus VMAX.
Right, and if you're able to take out this Eternatus V, this is going to be huge, because it also means that you leave the Crobat for a follow-up knockout if you can find that last boss's orders. And that's the one thing that you weren't going to be able to knock out. If this Eternatus V turned into a VMAX, that's a lot of hit points. You're not going to be able to take that out.
Oh, and here we see the Quick Ball 4 Mawile GX with just an interesting ability, really shining against this Eternatus VMAX deck.
Not here, though.
Yeah. Being able to put basic Pokemon onto the bench basically negates the draw power from Crobat V and Dedenne GXs the like, but also a pretty good attacker for only 2 energy.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, at this point, there's not a lot going on other than this Zacian, so getting some energy in play, getting something moving